Bitcoin prints one of the most bullish patterns I have seen in the last few months. Along with that, we've got the entire crypto market telling us that Bitcoin's due to head to 12K. All the altcoins are going to bleed another 40 or 50%, and we should be waiting to buy later on. This, for me, is a signal to be getting involved because I think we're going to explode towards the upside very, very shortly. And we're getting to a point that it's starting to really heat up. Hit the like button and let's discuss what is going on right now. Before we jump into some of the news, I want to show you what's just happened in Bitcoin, which has me really excited. It probably doesn't have you that excited because maybe you don't understand exactly what we've just seen here. This blue line indicates a previous low point for the Bitcoin price since the 17th of August. What we have, however, just seen is a dip underneath this area, and then we've been bullish and ripped out of it. There's something going on. There's a reason that it does this, and it's a very good indicator that we could be about to break back above 26K and then continue further higher. Why is this such an important thing? I want you to understand what happens when we break this low. There's a lot of people in the market who will be waiting to dive into a short position. That means they'll be leveraging money, borrowing money from an exchange in order to bet on the price Bitcoin going down. This goes down here. It triggers all of those short positions or leveraged sells to come in. It triggers everyone who's in a buy position to get knocked out of the game and turn their buy into a sell. This creates big liquidity, big accumulation, buys here. And you know how big the accumulation is here because we had a very big rally back up, even along with all those short sells and all those other sells coming in. If Bitcoin was going to be breaking lower, it would have triggered a snowball effect and we would have been crashing lower from here. In the short term, this is a very solid for Bitcoin. Now, in the past, I've looked at this on the Bitcoin chart, and this is the Wyckoff accumulation. Wyckoff, or Richard Wyckoff, was in the 1920s, a Wall Street trader. He identified that the markets would be manipulated over and over with a variety of different factors. The factors included things like news. The news was there designed to encourage people to do various different things, whether that be positive or negative, but ultimately the price would still do a similar thing. He identified that we would have a push out beyond. We would then get a markup or a profit release, which we've already had one, and then we move into another phase of which we're still having kind of a bit more profit release for a continuous move up. The profit release doesn't come from the big money, but the profit release is coming from the retail investors who are down here. They want to shake out more retail investors so that they can gather more in order to continue to the upside. They don't want to bring all the retailers with them, okay? The retailers serve as their liquidity. They'll shake them out every opportunity they get. And this is happening here. It's fairly obvious to see. Now, this is something else I want to consider. This is the Wall Street cheat sheet, and if you're subscribed to this channel, you've already seen this before. We go through a variety of different phases through this different cycle, and the feeling that is going across the mass community is indicated in this particular chart. Complacency rolls over, anxiety comes in when we get that first lunar crash. The lunar crash causes this mass panic denial. You know, my investments are going to be fine. We're going to be bouncing back from here. We then get into capitulation phase. We then get into the anger phase, which is something like the FTX crash. And after the FTX crash, we tail off down lower into this sort of area here. Don't believe me? This was the sort of lunar crash that happened here. Okay, so the lunar crash comes in, and then everyone's like, oh, we're going to probably bounce at some point through here. We're going to get a nice double bottom and go higher. And then everyone's like, I've had enough of this. FTX comes in and really rattles the market. This was the bottom of Bitcoin. Okay, the bottom of Bitcoin existed around $18,100. This underneath it was just an absolute savage destruction that probably, you know, maybe was a bit much. We had all that stuff with Celsius. And right this second, we've just seen Bitcoin, as I'm making this video, bouncing back above $26,000. In my opinion, guys, we are going to see a rally, something like this, coming out of this area. People are so frightened and so scared right now that I couldn't be more bullish on what's happening in Bitcoin. I want to bring you across to what Credible Bull is saying here. The Bitcoin dominance, you can see, is starting to have another breakout beyond this point. And every single time it's been doing that throughout the start of this year, we've had a significant push higher in the Bitcoin price. El Crypto Prof talking about the MVRV Z score, okay, this indicator that every time it gets into this green point, and then we have a rally out of it. We have a bit of a slow sideways action, and then eventually we start moving into some form of a bull market. Now, I want to show to you right now an indicator that we were at the bottom of a bear market. When we're at the bottom of a bear market, there is no new people arriving into the space. In order to encourage new people to move into the space, the price must start moving. How do we know there's no new people in the space that weren't already in the crypto market before? As you all know, if you are subscribed to YouTube and crypto, then you'll probably have heard of some of these guys I'm going to talk about. Benjamin Cowan makes some pretty detailed videos on crypto, mainly on Bitcoin and sometimes on Ethereum and other things like that. He's got one of the biggest channels out there. Let's go down below and look at his monthly gained subscribers on the second chart down here for his channel. Back in March of 2021, he gained 138,000 subscribers, which is very big. Want to know what happened in March of 2021? That was around here. Look at it, guys. March of 2021 is when everyone was entering the space. Now, I want you to think back to the first time you got into crypto and you discovered crypto YouTube. You would have subscribed to the first crypto YouTubers you found, because I didn't even know that crypto YouTube was a thing until I got into crypto, and one day I started searching for Bitcoin and whatever else. And then look at his channel. Over the last year or so, he's gained 1,000 subscribers. Effectively, sometimes he's been losing subscribers each month. And it's not because his quality of content has changed, which it definitely hasn't, because it sort of still remains the same sort of content. It's still getting negative 1,000. Occasionally he's gaining 1,000. Guys, this is indicator that there's no new people coming into the space. Altcoin Daily, another massive channel. Whether you like these channels or not, they will be getting shown to the people arriving into crypto because they have a big audience reach. At the top of the bull market, February 2021, Altcoin Daily, 131,000 subscribers gained. 131 since February 2021, basically this first peak, okay? Everyone arrives into the space when the market is booming, okay? The most people in crypto are always at the top of the bull market, or at least the top of the first big run like we saw with Bitcoin. And what we can see right now is Altcoin Daily for the last few months of this year hasn't really been gaining. Occasionally, up to 10,000 subs gained and then just drops down again, okay? Hasn't really been going into negative like Ben Cowan has, but has pretty much not shown any growth. Compared to this, 131,000 guys. Think about the amount of people that is getting pulled into his channel all the time. And this is the same across all of those big crypto channels. They're not growing right now, which means no new people are arriving in the space. And this is the action as we speak right now on a 5-minute chart, where Bitcoin in 15 minutes is gaining 2.7%. It's gaining more hard here, another 1.5%. And yeah, it could be faking people out towards the upside, but I just don't think it is, guys. Every time you get onto YouTube and get into Telegram, I recommend going and reading the comments. And not because you want people to reinforce how you're feeling, but you want to see people disagreeing how you're feeling. I am feeling particularly bullish right now, and I know this comment section is going to get destroyed with people telling me that I'm completely wrong. I welcome it, because if that comes in and I see that, then I'm more than likely going to be right, okay? And I'm getting super excited about this, guys. I couldn't be more excited when I see the price going in the opposite direction. I couldn't be more excited than when I see a bunch of negative press and news coming in about cryptocurrency or anything like that, because it tends to lean towards me thinking the opposite from everyone else. I told you in the past, this price action and information that gets people excited and gets people really pumped up is this. Literally, when I started making this video, this whole bubble thing was red. And now it's all starting to go green. And everyone in these telegrams and stuff is going to be like, oh, I must be bullish now because this guy is saying this. Ultimately, you must be able to think for yourself. And the more you can think for yourself and think almost the opposite of what everyone else is out there telling you to do, the more you're probably going to be successful. Now, I'll admit that since I started making this video and this pump has happened, it's been pretty lucky that it's happened throughout this timeline. But I was so confident on the fact that I was going to put myself on the line and tell you exactly how I felt about this, that I was going to be pretty much 100% bullish on this, because so many people out there are really happy to be 100% bearish, but I just can't help it, guys. I want to tell you how often I've seen this, how much I've watched the news and I've seen the sentiment and I've read and I've felt the sentiment, and I've then noticed the opposite happen on the charts. It happens time and time again. And what I want to do, guys, is encourage you to use the free Telegram. It's linked down below in the description. As you can see, there is tons of active users in here sharing all of their really insightful and interesting information. It also gives you a very good feeling of where the main sentiment is lots of people being bullish or bearish, lots of information on charts and so much more, as well as some special offers. Make sure you get involved in that. If you're new to the channel, we're just about to hit 40,000 subscribers, so make sure you hit the like button and subscribe, as well as write down below a coin you want me to give you $200 worth, and I'll pick a winner in the next day or two. Hope you enjoyed that video, guys. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.